Welcome to Yap's Money Live Show. We have reached the 20th episode of our show, and I would like to thank everyone for your support and interest. Today will be the last episode of Season 1. After watching all the previous episodes, I would like to ask you a question. Does every part of your wealth work hard for you? You see, a client recently told me that when he first came to see me about 3 years ago, he has been managing his wealth using many financial service providers to manage different parts of his wealth. But despite of following their advice, he found that his wealth is not growing as good or as well as his expectation. That's why he came to see me after reading my article in the Star newspaper. After we did an diagnosis on his financial situation, we discovered that certain part of his wealth is not working hard, or some part is not even working at all. For example, he has got one property in Port Dickson. That property was not rented out nor getting a good capital appreciation. But that property was left unattended for more than 5 years. That's what I call underperforming asset. Another example of underperforming asset for him is the 400,000 ringgit that he has in the bank. So that is getting him about 3% FD interest rate for 2 years. And that interest rate is not higher than the inflation rate that he's suffering. Another worst example is that the stock investment portfolio that he has got in one investment bank that was losing him 32% of losses. That is what I call poor performing asset. He was very frustrated and helpless because he can't seem to find anybody in financial service industry willing to help him or is capable of helping him. Basically, these people is just interested to sell him financial products. So then I introduced him the idea of holistic wealth management. Basically, it's the idea to make every part of your wealth grow and make every part of your wealth work hard for you. He can see the need immediately, and he decided to apply the concept to his personal wealth management. So when we work together, he started to pay attention, very close attention to some of his poor and underperforming assets. You see, fixing poor performing asset pay off for him very well. It gives him the highest return ever. When he tries to fix this poor performing asset from negative 32% to 10% positive, he is enjoying a 40% growth in investment. And why is it important for us to make sure that every part of our wealth work hard for us? Because times are very tough now. It's very important for us to make sure that every part of our wealth are working hard for us. If not, we are the one who are supposed to work hard for the money, and we may need to work for many years before we can retire comfortably. Unfortunately, many financial service providers can only provide partial wealth management. For example, unit trust agent can only take care of your unit trust investment. Your real estate agent can only take care of your property investment. For example, remisier or stockbroker can only take care of your stock portfolio. So for that matter, that is not good enough. For you to grow your money effectively, you must learn how to grow every part of your wealth. In this show, I will share with you more ideas as to how you can grow every part of your wealth so that you will be able to grow your wealth with high certainty to achieve your financial freedom. In this section, I will answer the questions that I received from the viewers like you. Now, I have another question from Mr. W.C. Fong. Mr. Fong is from Starbucks. He asks, Mr. Yap, thanks for your generous sharing in the show. It benefits me a lot. I have been running my own business for the last 30 years. The eldest of my 3 children is involved in the business, and I would like to pass that business eventually to him. As the business is my main source of wealth, can I request that my eldest child pays my 2 other children a nominal amount of 50,000 each per year upon the transfer of this business to my eldest son. Wow, this one is quite a complex questions to answer. Now, you see, I must agree, Mr. Fong, that this is a challenging issue for you, but this is a pretty common problem for the business owner. For business owner, business is always the largest part of their asset in their total wealth. So, and I need to make an assumption here is that when you say that you will transfer the share to your eldest son, I assume that you will transfer 100% of your share, 100% of ownership to your eldest son, and you will leave nothing of the business share to your other two children. Mr. Fong, it's very important for you to know that there is no legal standing for you to instruct your eldest son to pay 50,000 per year to your two other children. You got no legal right to do so after you transfer your share. Okay, so the better option instead is to pay this 50,000 per year to the other two children using your personal wealth. Okay, and the better idea is to set up a trust, a living trust structure to execute this idea when you are around. Okay, or even upon your death, this thing can continue to operate. So if your wealth size is not big enough, then what you can do is to transfer some of the asset under the business to your personal asset. You can do that by declaring dividend. The best practice for a business owner is to separate business asset from personal asset. This is especially important when the business starts to make profit and have surplus. What you do is to transfer the profit you have in the business to personal ownership. By doing so, you have got two benefits. Number one, you'll be able to protect your asset from business risk. And number two, you'll be able to distribute your asset in your will, in your trust effectively. Now, I have got a question from Raju. Raju is from Batu Caves. He said, hi Mr. Yap, I am saving for my children's tertiary education. I am thinking to buy some US stocks, good US stocks like Apple and Amazon, and hold the stock for long term until my children need the money. Do you think this is a good strategy? Now, Raju, to do so, you need to fulfill 4 conditions. Number one is that you must understand the stocks that you are investing in. Okay, you must study their financial background. You must also have an idea as to what is the future outlook of the stocks. That's number one. Number two, you must spend time to monitor the development of the stock, the progress, and the growth of the stock. Because the investment environment in US is very dynamic. This is especially true for technology stock. Okay, and technology change very fast. Okay, for example, Yahoo used to be a very good investment, and now they are not. The third condition is about interest. The interest to manage your stock portfolio is very important to make sure that you enjoy managing it and to make sure that you can do it consistently and do it for long run. Okay, the fourth condition is about managing currency exchange. For example, your investment is in US. Okay, and one of your child intend to study in UK. So what you need to do is that you need to manage the currency fluctuation between UK and also US. If you don't have the 4 conditions to fulfill, then chances are you will not do well with this investment strategy. So since funding for your children's tertiary education is such an important event for you, you can't afford to fail in your investment strategy. Alternatively, I would suggest you to fund their education with a diversified portfolio of investment. By doing so, it will be less risky for you, and plus, if you are able to use professional fund manager or ETF, exchange traded fund, it will be less time consuming for you. Thank you once again for your support. Although this is the last episode for season 1, fret not, Yap's Monday Live Show will still be around. We'll be back with a new look, new contents, and most importantly, practical advice to tackle the latest issues at hand. If you have any suggestions for the new season, please leave a message at the comment section below. In the meantime, I hope all the previous videos were useful to you. And please feel free to share them with your friends. Do subscribe to our newsletter or like our Facebook to follow the latest updates. Once again, thank you and see you soon in Season 2. Have a great day. Hey there, if you like my video, please remember to subscribe to my channel.